News First Weekend with Sonali Wanikabaduke.
Hello there, very good evening. This is Primetime Weekend. National newspapers in the UK are running a full-page advert with a signed apology from Rupert Murdoch over serious wrongdoing by the News of the World. The full story from our international desk, but starting things off, here's a look at the stories making headlines tonight. Yet another parliament commences work with a new speaker. Opposition leader criticizes the UPFA.
මොකක්ද වඩා ලේසි සන්දානෙන් දූෂණය නැති සභාවක් හොයන්නද නැත්නම් කවුරු හරි මැරුන් නැති ගෙදරක අබෑටයක් ගේන්නද
4 killed while 23 injured in the Peradeniya accident. The US recognizes Libyan rebel TNC as legitimate authority. The inaugural session of the Youth Parliament was held today. This was held under the participation of the Speaker of the Youth Parliament, M. Anish. Speaker of Parliament of Sri Lanka, Chamal Rajapaksa, also attended the event.
Proceedings of the Youth Parliament commenced at the National Youth Services Council in Maharagama today, according to parliamentary tradition, after the mace was placed at the premises. Subsequent to the members taking their seats, Speaker of the Youth Parliament welcomed the members.
මෙම සභාවේ ඔබතුමාලාගේ ගෞරවය හා ආරක්ෂාව ඇතිවන පරිදි අපක්ෂාපාතීව මෙම තනතුරේ කටයුතු කරන බව තවදුරටත් දන්වා සිටිමි.
Afterwards, all the members of the Youth Parliament pledged before the Speaker of the Youth Parliament. After the Deputy Speaker of the Youth Parliament was elected, chairpersons of the committee meetings were selected. The speciality of this Youth Parliament is that the Deputy Prime Minister and the Cabinet were selected from different ethnicities. Out of the 335 members of the Youth Parliament, only 26 members hold ministerial posts, and it comprises of 13 Deputy Ministers as well.
Sri Lankaවේ පාර්ලිමේන්තුව
I will not say at this time to look at the Sri Lankan Parliament as the only role model. There are many things that you can obtain from the main parliament, and there are things that you shouldn't as well. A huge responsibility has been entrusted on you in this parliament to build reconciliation and trust among ethnicities. We believe that strengthening the democratic political system is the best response we can give to the allegations leveled against the country. And the best example for this is the Youth Parliament. The example that you set for the country is not to fight for votes. It is my view that we should take another look into the definition of democracy, whether it actually means the preference of the majority. I believe that you should understand that the present political stance of debates and gaining election wins is waning.
Shihan Dhammika Jayasinghe was sworn in as the Prime Minister of the Youth Parliament, while K. Kavitha from the Mullaitiya district was sworn in as the Deputy Prime Minister.
Opposition leader Ranil Wickremesinghe says that it is easy to find a mustard seed from a house where no person has died, rather than searching for a local government institution where there is no corruption under the United People's Freedom Alliance government. The opposition leader expressed this view while addressing a public rally in Piliyandala yesterday.
The meeting was organised to assist the candidates who are contesting for the Casbawa Urban Council from the United National Party. Take a look at the Pradesh Sabhas, urban councils, municipal councils as well as provincial councils. Tell me a single council where there is no corruption. What is more easy? Is it to find a council where there is no corruption, or to bring a mustard seed from a house where no one has died? Look at the fuel transaction. Fuel which are mixed with water was brought and sold. What did the minister say? He said it is not his responsibility but the chairman. Who is going to pay for this? They took the hedging agreement, and around $500 million needs to be paid after defeating the second court case. Who is going to pay for this? Go home and stand before the mirror. You will see the person who is going to pay. Meanwhile, co-deputy leader of the United National Party, Karu Jayasuriya, says that the freedom of expression has been hindered by the opposition of two-thirds majority. He expressed this view addressing a meeting held yesterday to ensure the victory of candidates who are contesting for the Kaduela Municipal Council from the United National Party. We obtain loans at a higher interest rate. From our income, 85% is being repaid to pay interest and loans. There is only 15% for consumption. It is we who have to pay loans. Today, owing to the two-thirds majority obsession, we cannot even speak. We cannot speak in parliament. We cannot speak outside as there are forces who are armed with iron rods. They are trying to govern the country by threatening the people. Co-deputy leader of the United National Party, parliamentarian Sajid Premadasa, also spoke at the event.
අපි හිතුවා යුද ජයග්‍රහණයෙන් පස්සේ සාමයේ ප්‍රතිලාභ අපේ රටේ පුරවැසි ජනතාවට ලැබෙයි කියලා.
We thought that the people in this country will receive peace dividends after the war victory. The people of this country acted generously. They did not engage in strikes, did not carry out acts of sabotage, and did not stage protests. Today, instead of utilizing the money that was spent on the war for the welfare of the public, it is being enjoyed by a certain section of individuals.
පුද්ගලින් කොට්ටාසයක් පමණ මහජන සල්ලි වලින් සුඛ විවරණය ලබනවා.
The Ministry of External Affairs in India states that the government of Sri Lanka will need to go into greater detail about the issues that have been highlighted by the Channel 4 documentary. Responding to a question raised at a press briefing held yesterday, the official spokesperson to the ministry pointed out that the concerns that are being expressed in this regard need to be examined.
The official website of the Ministry of External Affairs in India has stated that the spokesperson has pointed out that the sequence of events during the last days of the conflict is unclear. He noted that India's focus is on the welfare and the well-being of the Tamil-speaking minorities of northern and eastern Sri Lanka. He has added that a fair and reasonable settlement of the political issues concerning the minorities in Sri Lanka is of utmost importance and that the historic opportunity offered by the end of the conflict should be availed of at the earliest. Meanwhile, Deputy Minister of Resettlement Vinayakaramurthy Muralitharan states that the Channel 4 documentary is a conspiracy that had been carried out by a group who cannot stand the development efforts in Sri Lanka.
This is a lie. Some forces have carried out this in an organized manner to create problems at a time where there is peace in the country after ending the war. Some imperialistic countries have assisted this. The people's aspiration is to live peacefully. The people in the north and the east are living happily. Development work is being carried out to the highest level. The groups who cannot stand this have created this to create issues. Telecasting this video by Channel 4 is an unnecessary thing. If the government of Sri Lanka wants, they too can make a video and release gruesome conducts that have been carried out by the LTTE. However, the government is not doing such a thing.
Former Army Commander Sarath Fonseca was subject to physiotherapy yet again at a private hospital in Colombo this morning.
This was following medical advice on the 11th concerning a shoulder injury he has developed. Anuma Fonseca said that according to medical advice, Sarath Fonseca needs to go through physiotherapy for 7 consecutive days. She added that since Sarath Fonseca could not attend the physiotherapy session yesterday, he will have to continue the therapy for 7 more days starting from today.
There is a ministerial secretary who cannot understand a doctor's report. Therefore, I was not taken to a hospital yesterday. It is because of useless ministerial secretaries like these that all sorts of things, such as hedging, are being promoted.
Anuma Fonseca and parliamentarian Tiran Alas were also at the hospital premises.
Attorney General Mohan Peiris says that an appeal that has been filed against the verdict delivered by a court in London on the hedging agreement. He said that preparations are underway to face the case. Meanwhile, various views were expressed by both the government and the opposition regarding the hedging agreement.
Standard Chartered Bank
Sri Lanka lost 2.5 billion due to the legal action taken by the Standard Chartered Bank 3 weeks ago. Following this, 3 banks, the Deutsche Bank, Commercial Bank and another bank have gotten together, and there are signs that the country will lose another 7.8 billion. There is a strong economy in the country at present. We have forwarded an application to the appeal court regarding the hedging deal. Therefore, let's be patient and see what would be the outcome.
කොහොමද එන්නේ කියලා.
The government did not make a payment that was due. Then a case was filed. The government lost the case. Now we have to pay $162 million to the Standard Chartered Bank. Then who is at fault? Who caused the loss? We would be put in prison after being beaten up if we cut a bunch of plantains. Aren't they going to put the person who lost $16.2 billion to the country in prison? When cases are heard, we can win some and lose some. If we lose the case, then we will accept the defeat. That must happen too. We will explain about that on some other time.
Minister of Power and Energy, Partly Champika Ranawaka, says that the Ceylon Electricity Board is suffering a daily loss of approximately 120 million rupees due to the usage of thermal power. He made this comment during an exclusive interview with News First Arundhati Fernando on Direct Talk.